Hello everybody and welcome to Unstoppable Gaming, guys. Today we're doing an awesome video. I have with me the PokeOne developers. Some of the developers from the PokeOne team are here to talk about some questions that you guys asked, and I put them on here for you guys to see. I have Zan and Mates here. They're you guys can see them in their Discord. If you guys want to join their Discord, there is a link down below to the PokeOne Discord. Alright, so Zan, Mates, guys, say hello.
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 Zan, you're up first, dude. You can tell me what your job is whenever you're doing the Pokemon development stuff.
Hello, I'm San. I'm developer of PokeOne. I'm mostly responsible for server development and also do a lot of project management and game design. And yeah.
All right, that's cool. Mates, what do you do in PokeOne?
Basically, I'm writing all the dialogues, creating all the quests, and a lot of the content.
So mainly you're in charge of like the story and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And Zan, you're mainly in charge of keeping the servers from lagging and stuff?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, all right. So let's just go ahead and get into the first question. You guys can answer together, separately, however you feel like, whichever one of you guys think can answer the question better. All right, so the first couple questions I have here are related to like the development of the game and like what's going to be coming, like future updates and stuff like that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question number one is, will players ever be able to nickname their Pokemon?
Yeah, so we talked about this internally a lot. We don't think that we want to have that feature simply because we kind of think that a lot of people would pick stupid names and would make a lot of work for our moderation team, and yeah, we don't think it's necessary, and we never say no, but right now there's not so much request for it, and that's why we don't have any plans for it for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another thing with the player characters' names. You can control the characters' names. You see them all the time, but you don't see the Pokemon names. You just see them in battle, and people can abuse it and make a lot of stupid things with it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to control it, and we want to avoid problems with it. So if we find solutions for that, then we think about it.
Yeah, that's one of the aspects of the game that I really enjoy nicknaming Pokemon. I think it's really cool. But I understand how it could be like abused and people could use it in inappropriate ways.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just move on to question 2 now. Okay, question 2 is, will there ever be hotkeys for items? And that means like pressing F to use the fishing rod or something instead of having to click the fishing rod and then click the water or whatever.
So I can't say for sure for fishing rod if we have any plans for that. It comes up a lot, definitely. But in general, we certainly want to add hotkey mappings and stuff. Yeah, so that will definitely come. Fishing, yeah, we think about it. We don't really want to do like in Bro or like in Bro, we don't want to have like a hotbar thingy. And with fishing rod, we have the problem that since they're different fishing rods, so how do we map them and stuff? So it's kind of special. So I can't say exactly how we solve this problem, but we certainly have a look at it. And yeah, hotkey mapping stuff will come for all kind of things.
All right, so that's cool. Moving on to question 3. Question 3 is, will there ever be any more animations added, like in battles? You know how some Pokemon have like they shoot fire and stuff. This is a question that's been asked a lot. Like a lot of people are asking this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, so we certainly we look into it. It's just it's a lot of work that goes into making all of this. We certainly want to do that, but yeah, it's right now we have other problems, so to say. But yeah, we certainly want to do that.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I see this question,
give you an answer on that.
Yeah, whenever I see a question like this asked, I always tell them, like, guys, the game is just in beta, so just give them some time.
Yeah.
Let them work out the other bugs. It'll be fine. So, what was you saying, Matis?
It feels unfinished without all the animations and all the effects missing. So that's the point we clearly have on our list.
Yeah. This next question is something I'm really excited for, but I have seen where you guys answered this. I think that you all said that there will be no megas in the game for players anyways. Will players ever get to try them out or a chance to use them?
Wait, who said that?
I've just seen comments on my channel that said that people from PokeOne said that Pokemon, like the actual players, will never get to use the megas, but they are coded in the game as well as Z moves.
Yeah, that's not true. We certainly want to bring them in the game somehow. We still look into ways how we do that. And yeah, we can't really tell you right now how we're gonna do it, but we want to have them in the game somehow. We made them, and we want to have them.
So does that include megas and Z moves, or just megas?
Well, both is possible. We certainly concentrate on megas first, but yeah, Z moves maybe will come as well.
Awesome. Okay, so question 5 is kind of going to go with the question 3 back there about the animations and stuff. It's asking, will you ever add like battle sound effects, like whenever certain fire moves has like a fire sound, like in the actual Pokemon games?
Yeah, we look into that as well. It's just Tesla priority right now with all the other problems,
Yeah.
but for sure we want to have that, of course.
And question 6 is also very similar, but I'm just going to go ahead and ask it because the people wanted these questions answered, I assume. Are you guys interested in ever, like, you know how when you go into a battle, the theme plays, the battle theme? Like, you know
Yes.
what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
The battle theme comes in. A lot of people are asking if there's going to be, like, different battle themes depending on who you're fighting. Like, if you're fighting, like, an evil organization, or even if you're fighting the champion of the Elite Four.
yeah. So we have kind of like that already with the sound cue when you you know, when they approach you, when
Yeah.
you have like the exclamation mark thingy. We sure wanna have. I mean, it's super low priority, but it's nice to have, and yeah,
Yeah.
we certainly look into it.
I'm sure most of these development questions are low priority because you have so many other things to work on, like the server, keeping the servers up, and the high traffic in the game is just crazy right now. There's so many players coming into the game.
Yeah, of course, but it's not just that. I mean, we also work on another region at the moment, and some other features, and yeah, there's a lot coming up. So
Yeah.
we try. I mean, people mostly ask for you know, new things to do rather than, you know, some graphic improvements and stuff. I mean,
Of course.
so yeah, we really want to get to the point where we have a game that keeps people engaged, and yeah, we do the polishing stuff later then.
Okay, so number 7. This is a very important question because this is one of the most important aspects of Pokemon, and it is, what are your plans for like PvP?
Yeah, so we have a lot of ideas, of course, and so explain the entire system. It's hard to do right now because it's still in development, but there will be a PvP system. There will be matchmaking. There will be kind of like daily quest thingies. So we try to get people to play it, even if they are not good. We want to give people a reason to play it, and there will be nice rewards and stuff. There will be rankings. There will be ladders. Yeah, all kinds of that stuff. We're still looking into team preview. It's not. I mean, this is like the top thing that's being asked. I think, at least from the PvP community, is like team preview. So that will definitely come. We're looking into different ways to do it. Yeah, you will find out very soon.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. A lot of people have been asking me about PvP and stuff too, asking when, like, if there's ever going to be a ladder or any kind of ranking system, but I'm sure you guys have that down somewhere. Let's go ahead and move on to the next question, which is, this is also another important question, question 8. It's, are there any plans for adding a global market for like selling Pokemon and items easier?
Yeah, so I guess what you mean is like an auction house thingy.
Yeah, kind of like an auction house.
Yeah, so of course we get that a lot, and we look into it. We were against it from the beginning actually, but yeah, the way the game develops at the moment, we look into ways to maybe give the game an auction house at some point, but not very near term, but yeah, so midterm maybe. Yeah, we look into it.
A lot of legendaries are in the game. We have the 3 dogs, Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, and we have Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. But there are other legendary Pokemon, and those are called raids, right?
I'm sorry?
There's legendary Pokemon that you can fight in raids.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay,
the bosses.
Yes.
Yeah, we think at the moment that we got Mewtwo and Lugia and Rayquaza and all the others as bosses, daily bosses, and at the moment we want to keep it this way because many reasons, but it's not excluded that one day they will be catchable. But
Awesome.
at the moment we need them as bosses.
Yes, so for long term, we certainly look into ways. We have things planned. You mentioned raids. We don't have any raids in the game right now, but that's something we really want to do. We have ideas for this, and yeah, it's just we intended to have raids before we release the game,
Oh, okay.
but it's super hard to do them, at least the way we want to do them, and we had to push them back. But we at least one raid we want to make, and that's the kind of activity where we expect something like legendaries to be obtainable. So the rewards need to be good because the challenge will be really hard. I want to do this. Want to give players like the hardest challenges. So and I can talk about a bit about raids. So raids is not like I think a lot of people don't really know what we mean when we say raids. So you kind of can think of a game like Destiny, who has raids.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but it's not. It's kind of different to the normal gameplay you have in Pokemon. So it's not like you just kill a bunch of Pokemon. It's would be like a dungeon that has like puzzles and stuff to do, and other challenging things that have nothing to do with battles. But then you also get battles, but these battles that you get will not be like normal Pokemon battles. They will be different. So an easy example would be like Pokemons have like ridiculous high levels, and you need some special strategies to beat them, and they will be scripted different, and they will have different stats to what they would have in an original game. So it would be something different, and even the battle mechanics themselves would be different to what you normally know. So, but all to make all of this and balances and stuff, and it's a lot of work. So it will take a while. So we focus now more on making new regions rather than building something endgame, because the thing with endgame is a lot of people don't even play it, and we try to focus our energy on stuff that people really want to have at the moment, and that we can satisfy a lot of people right now, and but for the long term we definitely want to make some really good challenges.
Yeah, that does sound really cool. I'm excited for that. That'd be a really good like thing to add to the game. Because PokeOne already has a lot more like what I'm trying to say here. PokeOne already has a lot more aspects that are. It offers a lot more than a lot of other Pokemon MMOs already that are like basically completed. Like you said before, you said you were going to add some new regions and stuff. This question number 10 is asking how many regions, what regions are you going to add, and also like what Pokemon do you plan on adding those regions? Is it going to like go with the generations like it would in the normal Pokemon games?
Yeah, at the moment we are working on Unova as the next region, which will take some time, of course.
Yeah.
Basically, we are not bind to a certain order which region to take. We just took the regions we like most, and gonna add them. And so it's hard to say at the moment how many regions will follow, because we got all this end game content, we got this PvP things, we got Unova, and when it's done, then we can think about the next region. So we're thinking from region to region. So it's we can't say how many there will be in the future, but we're trying to make as many as possible, I guess. Yeah.
Awesome. So, would you be able to start in this region? Like you can pick between Johto and Kanto now. Would you be able to pick Unova as a starter region, or would it be like a post game kind of thing?
That's the plan at the moment, that you can start at any region. So we got to do it this way that it works for new players who starts in Unova, but also works for the players who already played Kanto or played Kanto and Johto. And one of the things is that I like to put little differences in each region, so that NPCs react to your state. That
Yeah.
they recognize you. Hey, you are the champion from Kanto, or hey, you got the badges from Johto, and so on and so on. Which is a little bit more work, of course,
Yeah.
but I think it's worth. So
It's really worth it. It's appreciated a lot, and it shows that you guys put a lot of effort into the game.
yeah, that's what we are doing.
Yeah. So
So there's one more thing I want to add.
yeah.
So it's not nothing set in stone, but something that we were talking about is what we want to try with making in Unova a bit different to the previous regions is we kind of want to give people the possibility to restart their region. Like you completed the region and you can reset your level and stuff and repeat it and get some progress towards how often you replay the entire game basically. So it's something we're looking into because I mean that's what a lot of people do, but right now everybody needs to make like a new account and stuff to do that, and we look into ways to use that as an easier way to make end game that is kind of meaningful that people want to do, and yeah, but that's kind of something we try to do different.
Awesome. So, when you make Unova region, are you planning on making it like exactly like the game with the Pokemon spawning in the specific, like the Pokemon that would spawn there in the actual games?
Yeah, that's we focus on that, but also take our freedom to do some things differently.
Yeah.
Pokemon in the fields, the spawns are mostly like the original, but
With some
when it
exceptions.
comes, with some exceptions, of course, and when it comes to story, then there are also different quests and made some things differently, and I think the mix is okay for everybody. So you can't satisfy everybody. You can do it like the original, and some people will complain that it's just like the original, and you can do it on a totally different way, and people will complain that it's not the original. So we
Yeah.
gotta try to find a way that works for everybody. And I think if we do it the way we've done it now with Kento and Johto, then it should work.
Yeah, it's working good so far. You gotta find the best of both worlds, though.
Yeah.
So the next question is, could you guys share any information on any big updates planned for the near future? And I guess you kind of did with the Unova thing, but is there anything else you could add to that?
Can we?
Well, yeah, there's a few things we were talking about, but it's not much set in stone. So the next thing that will come up is certainly PvP and Unova, with Unova having the higher priority, but yeah, PvP, the system is being worked on. And yeah, as I said, long term we want to have raids, and auction house is certainly on the list. And yeah, we also we talk a lot about end games, so there will be probably more bosses. We want to have like more daily quests that are a bit more engaging and have like that have a harder difficulty and more to do, like something. For example, like a daily quest that allows you to replay in Kanto for example, the Silphco Tower with harder opponents that change every day. You do the daily quest or something like that. So we look into something like that.
Awesome. So those are some cool ideas. So this is regarding like encountering wild Pokemon, like their encounter rates. Are they set into like different categories? Like you have a common Pokemon, uncommon, rare, very rare, extremely rare Pokemon, and like a shiny encounter rate. How does that work? Do you know?
Right now it doesn't work well. It doesn't really work like we want it to work. We do it exactly like you said, but I think you're talking about the encounter rate, like when you walk in grass, the
Yeah.
rarities of spawn. Okay, so we do it kind of like that, but it turned out to be not a good idea. So we should have done it differently. But yeah, we grouped them in rarity groups. But the problem with that is it depends on how many Pokemon are in the field. And you know, for example, if there's just a rare one, then it's not rare because it's the only
Yeah.
thing that can spawn. So yeah, we should have used percentage and try to equalize it more over the Pokemons that are in the field. But yeah, right now it's exactly like you said, but it limits us from yeah, we need to test a lot, and we can't clearly say, even we don't really know how rare something really is, because it depends on how rare other things are in the same field. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to server-related questions. This would probably be more up Zan's avenue. So, how are you dealing with the issues with the server lag?
It's a lot of trial and erroring, actually. I try to, I log a lot of stuff that happens on the server, read through it, check out all the errors, all the things that happen, and yeah, I try to prevent them from happening. But yeah, it's really difficult because we had no issues for a long time. We tested for months, and everything worked perfectly, and then we get more players, and I fix some things and it work again, then we get more players and other stuff breaks, and yeah, it's right now it's really difficult because yeah, every time I fix something, it allows more players to go on the server, and then more problems happen, and yeah, I don't know where it stops right now. We have such a big growth, like I don't even know for how many players I make a server right now anymore. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we keep going. We will fix them eventually, and we try hard to make like a server that can really hold like 10,000 people or something. And it's challenging. It's definitely challenging.
Awesome. So this question goes along with that. So do you plan on adding more servers to help deal with the stress, to like relieve some of the stress of other servers? Is it that the
Yeah.
problem is there's just too many players?
It's not just too many players. It's of course part of the issue, but it's very difficult to do like a server cluster when you try to outsource stuff, because even if you have like 10 servers, it's just if one server is super slow but it handles parts of the game, then it can affect all other servers. So it's usually just one server that has a problem, and it makes everything slow. So yeah, it's right now it's not like all servers are at completely maxed out, so it's not adding more servers is not really fixing it. So there's more to it. But yeah, if we get more players, we need more servers too. So
All right. Some people are asking for an update showing their position in the login queue. Is that something that you plan on adding in the future?
yeah, it's another thing. The problem with the login queue even exists because of some server bugs and stuff, and lack of some other servers that's causing the queue. Like there's a big server lag, then everybody logs out, logs in, but during the login time there's still server lag, so they can't log in, and there's a queue, but the way the queue works, it's not really giving people a number or something. That's because people, when they log into different servers, and it's hard to tell which one has which position or something. It's basically different queues, and yeah. That being said, we look into ways to visualize it better. Like we can predict how long a queue is, so there's probably something like that will tell you expected time, like 3 minutes or something like that. So we want to do something like that, but you won't see your position probably unless I figure something out.
All right. Well, that's good to know. So let's move on to another set of questions. This is going to be the game release related questions. All right. So question 1 here is going to be, if you guys do see a full release in the game, will it be in the near future or later than that?
Right. So it's very difficult to answer this, because it's kind of how you want to define what a full game release is. Like this is like an online game, and online game is never finished. Like
Yeah.
we have ideas for the next 20 years basically. Yeah, so
Exactly.
there's a lot of stuff to do. So what we internally consider the difference between a beta and a full release is whether things run stably or not. So we want to eliminate all like game breaking bugs, like stuff that's unfortunately happening right now, like people don't have their starter when they start, or stuff like that, or they lose stuff when they trade. It's even worse. These things all need to be fixed, and the server needs to be stable enough to to not cause any issues with gameplay and stuff. So once all those problems are fixed, I think we can call it a release, but it will never be finished. We always want to expand the game and add stuff. And I just want to say that when I say always, we're not making the promise. Like I think that's what a lot of people think is. I don't even know how I should say this, but we probably won't make this game forever. Like so we certainly plan to give a few years support, but there's always only so much you can do to a one game, and especially if the Pokemon genre changes, and we wanna go with the change, like stuff that Nintendo maybe does with new Pokemon games, but that people like, and we see more potential in making a new game. We probably will make a PokeOne at some point. That's like very long term, like in 2-3 years, or even much longer than that. But I think I don't really want to make the hope that we're still here in like 10 years and keep pushing forward, because it's I've seen it happening with the previous games that we made, like PWO and Pro. And issues were rising up, and we couldn't add any features anymore and stuff because everything just became too much work. Because the game went into a certain direction for too long, there was no way to change that. And from a game development perspective, at some point it just makes sense to make a new game if you cannot expand what you have, or but people have a lot of people have the expectation that if they play something, that the game will be there in 10 years. I mean, the game might be there in 10 years, but it may not get the support that it gets now.
Yeah.
Because also, some players will move on or whatever, and so we know that problem now, and because of that, I say we sure will push through this the next few years, but after that there may be a PokeOne or something else. I say we sure will push through this the next few years, but after that there may be a PokeOne or something else.
Awesome. These next questions, question 2 and 3, are very similar. So I'm going to ask them together. So question 2 is, will there ever be a 32-bit version release? Everyone's asking about this all the time. And number 3 is there ever going to be a Mac and Linux and other operating systems version released? These questions are asked all the time on my channel. I'm sure you guys get these questions asked all the time where you're at too.
Yeah. So we definitely want to do that. So the problem with this is it takes a very, very long time to compile. It's not the development of these things. It's actually just a button, but it takes a very long time to compile the game. Like it's, if you want to do that, we can't do much else in like a day or something. And because of this, we need to have like a super stable version that we wanna go through with stuff like this. So what I'm saying is, we not want to support these things until we have like a version that we're satisfied with, where we know that there are no bugs or stuff, because that's the worst thing that happens. You build a client, and then you know that there's a bug somewhere, like a bad bug, like people can log in, and then you have like another day that you need to build everything. And it's terrible. So we need to have like a super stable base that we can do that, and for it to make sense. But we definitely want to do it. So, and I think in like a month or something we will have something. maybe it takes like longer, so not making any progress, not making any promise, but yeah, it will come.
All right. So this next question is also kind of similar, but I doubt this would ever happen. Maybe it might happen. But are you guys interested in making a mobile version of the game?
Absolutely. So we look into it and we get it a lot as well. It's almost same with the other things.
Yeah.
That's the same problems. Yeah. So it's of course a bit more difficult, and we need to test a few things, and so this is what will come maybe later, but we look into it for sure. So yeah.
Yeah.
We want to do a mobile version.
It's important because mobile people, it's a big audience, and a lot of people don't have computers, and a mobile version would bring a lot more players into the game, and that's what you guys want, right?
Yeah, but
right now having more players is not our problem.
Yeah.
I would be satisfied with a few less.
But it's a good problem to have, though, right? It's a good problem to have a lot of players, because that's what you
not
want.
when you're the server developer.
All right. So that's basically all the development and the game-related questions. Now I have a few personal questions for you guys individually that you guys can answer individually at any time that you want to. Question 1 is going to be, why did you guys decide to go with the art style in this game? Is it like something you guys always wanted to do? Or do you like it has like a 3D, 2D mix, kind of?
So, can I just rephrase the question? Sorry.
Okay, so the question was about the art style. You guys kind of did it in a 2D, 3D kind of way.
Yeah. So the game actually changed a bit during the development, but yeah, we always wanted to make it full 3D, but we weren't sure about the battles if we can do that. So in the first version of this game, we actually had 2D battles.
Yeah.
But yeah, we looked into possibilities, and we figured out how we can make 3D battles and stuff, and yeah, that's what we went with. I mean, we still completely did it with you know, battle animations and stuff missing, and but other than that, yeah, absolutely, it's something we wanted to do for a long time.
Well, yeah, you did a really good job, and it's really one of the big things that brings people to the game is because they love the way that it looks, especially the battles. You guys did a really good job on that.
So I can comment on the art style again. We definitely wanted to do something different, so it was always already with Pro like that. You know, we wanted to make a game that you know, when you see a screenshot of the game, you kind of want to tell what game it is. So we didn't just want to copy something, and yeah, so that they played a huge part. But other than that, with art style and stuff, we tried a lot, and it's basically a big shout out to Rusty, who did basically all of the art and stuff. Yeah, he did a great job, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice to have something that is a bit different to other games and stuff. So yeah.
All right, so Mateus, what's the reason for you creating this game? What is your goal in this game?
My goal in this game is I just got the chance to write a story, and it was a very nice challenge for me to get this balance between creating my own stuff, like getting my own ideas running, also always rely on the things that are already there, and you know, the original games, the gym leaders, all the stuff that has to be in the game. Yeah, and that was a challenge, and I said, okay, let's do it, because I thought, yeah, I want to do this, and I got the opportunity to script a lot of stuff, and that's what I like to do. I like to script all these little things. That's I think player notice it, that this game is not like other games that are polished, you know, and everything is the same, and you got it in your face always, which is something we are working on to make it a little bit better, you know, that you get better feedback for what's going on, for you get a new quest, or you got your quest succeeded or whatever. But it's not like, you know, now go into the next field and grind 10 of this, and now go into the next field and grind 10 of this. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a lot of things basically every time new. Not every trainer, but different quests are different scripts, and they are all made by hand, and that's the way I like to work. And Xan gave me the opportunity to do this, and I appreciate it, and I like doing this a lot.
Awesome.
And I think people like it the way it is. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Awesome. So you guys have been Pokemon fans your entire life, or you just become Pokemon fans?
I think there is no greater Pokemon fan than Xan.
That's not true.
Okay, maybe one or
I
two.
am a Pokemon fan, but I'm certainly like a classic, like old school
Yeah.
Pokemon fan. Yeah, that's why you see Kanto and Johto as a region. The same with the other developer, the client developer Shane, that you all know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we are definitely more the like the first two gens are like our childhood, and yeah, we still yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've always loved Pokemon. I have all kinds of
Yeah.
Pokemon stuff in my room. I have the Pokemon bed sheets and everything.
But now we certainly played all of them, but we always come back to the old school games.
Yeah, same.
And we always
Get your little Game Boy out and play.
yeah. So as like a lot of new stuff that Nintendo does, I think even Sun and Moon isn't that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
you can like the lot of the amount of story and stuff or not. In general, I like the way they went with. I mean, they had to do something different with 3D and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think they did a good job. It's not the worst game. So yeah, we got a lot of inspiration from that as well, and like all the other games. And it's kind of like the way the order we release regions and stuff. You can kind of see the regions that we as devs like the most. So
Exactly.
we do them in exactly that order.
All right, so since you guys are big Pokemon fans, what is your favorite Pokemon, each of you?
Yeah, Grimer.
Grimer? Yeah.
Grimer. Because
Okay.
it's not just because it's cute or something like that. It's, for me, it describes the core of the game perfectly.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's just, it's a monster in the
Yeah.
first place, and it looks funny because of the color, and it's a slimy monster, but it got this smile,
Yeah.
and he's looking, and he's after you, with his hand. He's coming for you. He wants you, but you don't know. He don't want to hurt you. He want to hug you probably, because he want to have fun.
Yeah.
And that's I saw this Grimer, and I thought it's perfect description of the core of the game. So that's
also
why I
a
like
love
him.
letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Do you like the Alolan Grimer from Sun and Moon?
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's colorful rainbow.
yeah. It's
Something
once
different.
it's
Yeah.
it's okay.
Now, Xanatus, what is your favorite Pokemon?
I think I go with Xerath.
Charizard?
I like it. Yeah, super classic, but I mean, there's no cooler Pokemon, so.
Yeah. Everyone loves Charizard. It's one of the coolest Pokemon for sure. My favorite Pokemon is Milotic. Is Milotic in PokeOne?
Don't even know.
I don't think so.
You guys need to add Milotic.
Yeah,
It's my favorite Pokemon.
exactly.
You guys don't even have it in the game.
Marco is,
You should know.
is Milotic in PokeOne? Oh, he has to look it up himself. That's possible. We get the answer in a sec. But yeah.
Okay.
I'll be waiting for you guys to add that Pokemon. As soon as you add it, you better tell me.
Yeah, we do.
Alright, so, what's your guys' favorite regions? Obviously, if you guys are picking that.
Yeah.
Are we
You
talking
already
about
had
our
that.
game?
Like,
On
just in
general?
general, what is your favorite region? Mattis, what's your favorite region?
Kanto.
Kanto?
Just Kanto, because it's it's a start. It's the beginning. It's Kanto.
There's only Kanto.
Kanto. I started playing
Yeah,
Pokemon whenever I started playing in Generation 3 as a kid. So I
Well,
like the Hoenn region a lot.
Okay. Well,
I think you
if-
always like the region you started playing
Yeah.
with.
if you look at it from for example story perspective, I think Unova is the best one. Like I think it has the best story and
Yeah.
some of the best worlds built and stuff. So Unova is big on my list, but yeah, I mean still Kanto.
Yeah, it's big on my list too. So Xanatus, why did you make this game for? What was your goal in making this game? I already asked Matis this question, but what was yours?
Yeah, so a lot of the things that you see in PokeOne are things that I always wanted to do back in PWO days like 10 years ago. For example, being able to party up and play with your friends. This is stuff I always wanted to make. This is when I started PWO, that was already high on the list, and never got to do it. And when I rejoined with Shane to make a new Pokemon game, I mean, it was just the opportunity to do all those things that I never could do. Also, like raids is another one of those things that I had ideas for that are really like a long time ago. And so yeah, so for me, a big motivation was the chance to build stuff that I always wanted to do that I couldn't do in the previous games. And yeah, awesome. So yeah, I like that I'm able to do things now and starting completely from scratch. I mean, we completely rebuilt everything to make it possible, and yeah, that's it. Also, making like a new server that can hold a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of work to do on that department, but it's a lot better than what we did previously. So was a challenge and something I joined a lot. Yeah, all those things. Is no matter how often I make a game, there's always a lot of stuff that you just can't do because whatever. And a new game gives you a new opportunity to do that. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've always loved creating stuff, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way about that. And that's one of the reasons that drove you to make this game and just have fun
Absolutely.
with it.
Yeah.
So how much
Like
time?
I said, we have like ideas to build stuff
Yeah.
build stuff for like the next 10 years. So if it's not in this game, some game will have stuff that we want to do today, and we hope we do it in PokeOne. So yeah.
Okay, so each of you guys answer this question. So how much time of your own time individually do you guys spend on the development of this game daily?
More than we sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I can assume.
Like 100 hours a week wouldn't be an understatement. So yeah, we do it almost full time. Yeah.
Did you go to school to learn how to do this stuff?
Well, I'm self-taught. I think everybody's self-taught here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
did
really
not go
cool.
to school.
Yeah. There are ways, when you want to get into this whole game development thing. Of course, there are schools and kind of other opportunities where you can learn, but you got to do it for yourself, and that's for everyone who wants to go in game development. Is just start by doing something. You can watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and you can search the internet for how do you start, how to write a game design document, how do I get my idea running, because a lot of people are coming and saying, oh, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
And but it's one thing to have an idea, and it's another thing to get the idea working in a game. And if you want to do it, just start by yourself, teach yourself. That's the best thing you can do, and you will know, because when you do it for one day, and after the day you said, I don't know this, and I don't know this, and I don't think I'm gonna ever finish a game, then you probably not meant to go into game development. So I think it's very important to motivate yourself and to find out if you are the person who wants to do it, because I think it has to be personally driven, that you want to do it, because we are spending, as Xan said, a lot of time for it, and we wouldn't do it if we weren't motivated to do it, and the motivation comes not from outside, but it has to come from inside. So that's basically it.
Okay, so in the past month, PokeOne has received so much traffic and so much publicity. Obviously, due to a lot of streamers and a lot of YouTubers like Xanatus, Sacred Fire Negro, a lot of those YouTubers have been playing the game and getting it out there. But what would you guys say is the most important part of PokeOne that has influenced a lot of players to play the game? What would you say is the most thing? I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Do you guys understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I think so. Please go.
Go, Matters.
To be honest, I have no idea. You know, there are thousands of players, and
Yeah.
I can't figure out which feature gets them into the game. I see them. What I see when I watch them play is they are all in the fields.
Yeah.
You know, they are all in the fields. So I think the battle is one of the best features
Yeah.
we currently have, because I had just started a playing character, and I like it too. You know, you're just
Yeah.
doing it. It's 3D, it's fun, and you want to do it. And that's also back to the first questions, like battle effects and stuff like this. Yeah, we have to do it. You know,
Yeah.
we have to make this battle experience great. So it's cool at the moment, but it's gotta be great someday.
Yeah, so yeah, I think a big part, the art style played a big part. It gives it, like, I think, a new fresh air, but also the differences that we have to other games, like, you know, the way quests work and stuff. We did a bunch of things different. Also the fact that you can team up, and you know, I think we kind of have like the only real Pokemon MMO, you know, in terms of that you can actually play together. We don't utilize it as much as we wanted to at the moment. Like, for example, the entire point of parties and stuff was actually the raid. It doesn't exist at the moment, but it becomes necessary to play in parties. And for now, it's more like a gimmick, but it's certainly cool, and I think a lot of people enjoy it. They can do different things in our game than in other games, and yeah, like I said, the vision was not to make just another Pokemon MMO. It was to make it was to make the best Pokemon MMO, one that's different.
You guys are doing a good job too, because when the game first came out, on Google Trends, I looked it up, and PokeOne has shot down all the other Pokemon MMOs down. Like, their search volume was way down. It was pretty funny to see, and it was pretty awesome too, because I had some rough times with one of the other Pokemon MMOs playing, specifically Pokemon Planet. The developer is just not very enthusiastic about his game, and it just, you can tell, because there's not many updates of the game. He doesn't care about his players, and I think you guys do a good job showing that, because you guys work a lot updating the game, putting a lot together. But let's move on to another question here. If you guys, if someone was going to start making their own game, what would you guys tell them? Some kind of advice that you guys could give them to someone making their own kind of Pokemon MMO?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No,
Yeah.
I think it depends on what area you're talking about, but in general, it's a lot of work. I think a lot of people underestimate the amount of work that has to go into it. But I mean, if you want to do it, there's nothing that stops you, and that's the most important thing. I mean, it's what I say. If you want to make a Pokemon MMO, and you think you can do it, and you think you want to do it, and everything, just do it. Even though I think everybody who did it and has some knowledge in the area will tell you you can do it, but it shouldn't stop you. I mean, you yourself know what you want to do, and even if you fail, you learn a lot. So there's not much loss, even with trying. So I encourage everyone who wants to make a Pokemon MMO to do it, but it becomes, especially if you get to the point where you can release the game, it's a shitload of work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I would add that think big, like I want to make an MMO, but start small.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how do I get it running? Get the level, get the character, get the first battle running, and that will take months
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
it works.
There's mostly they pass by and you have no results or something. You need to stick to it, and you need to be aware of. There's a lot of obstacles along the way.
Yeah, a lot of people jump into a game thinking they're going to make an awesome Pokemon game, and then they get and see how hard it is to just make their character move on a screen.
Yeah.
People they don't understand how hard it is, and that's one thing with this beta. Everyone's always saying some people get upset that the game's in beta and that's not released fully yet, and that there's a lot of bugs in the game, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort in making these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just underestimate also the how hard it becomes exponentially harder the farther you go during development. If things are not planned out really well, it gets to a point where it becomes impossible to turn the game into the way you want it to be, because your vision may change along the way. You may have an idea for a completely different battle system in a year, and you probably can't do it at that point anymore if you already started with something else. And stuff like that always comes in the way. The longer you develop a game, the more complicated it becomes to change things. And it's a big problem. And so the point when you release a game, what you're doing changes completely. From being a planner and coding features and blah blah blah, you get to a point where you need to maintain the game, where you need to fix all the bugs, handle all the player issues and stuff, handle feedback, handle whatever. You need to build tools for your stuff, your developers. And so instead of making a raid, basically what we did instead was making tools for mods, so they can ban people and whatnot. All of that needs some further work, and the time that you wanted to spend on features basically are going to stuff like that. How can you get so many people on the server?
Yeah.
It's at least as challenging as building any other aspect of the game. And it's certainly underestimated. I mean, you're not thinking about stuff like that when you start a game.
Okay, so I thank you guys so much for answering these questions, and I'm sure the viewers do too. And that's all the questions that I have, but is there anything else that you guys want to say to like the Pokemon One community? Anything in particular that you want to say at all?
Yeah, of course. So, thanks to everybody. We never expected so much positive feedback. It's super motivating for us to see so many people liking the game, and it's fantastic. So thanks everybody for the support, and I hope we can build the game that you all want. And
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot to everybody. Also to our mods and everybody who's helping us to get the crowd.
Yes. Thanks to all our
to
mods.
handle everything.
They work at least as hard as we do.
Yeah.
And I know what kind of messages they have to deal with every day, and not everybody's nice and stuff. So thanks for everybody who's helping us in that department. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for answering the questions once again. We really appreciate it, and especially me, because I'm a big fan of the game. And that's all the questions I have for you guys.
Yeah, also thanks to you for the opportunity for this interview. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not really nobody, guys. I got a couple subscribers.
Yeah, still cool.